Ever play that game in school? You know, where you go around asking everyone what your best qualities are, hoping you don't just get class clown written down a dozen times.
Ah, the good old days. I'm pretty sure I still have a drawing someone did of me with giant glasses somewhere.
Some of us need those glasses. But it makes you think, trying to figure out someone's strengths and weaknesses used to be so, well, subjective and slow. Not to mention, not super accurate.
Right.
And that's what makes what we're diving into today so fascinating. It's called AI-powered competency mapping. Basically how companies are turning to AI to really understand their employees' skills. And it's shaking things up, to say the least.
It really is a whole different ballgame compared to the old way of doing things. I mean, think about it. Before it was all like manual assessments, those yearly reviews nobody enjoys.
Oh, tell me about it.
And the data you got was just so limited. Like trying to put together a puzzle with half the pieces missing, AI throws the lights on, though. Suddenly you've got automated analysis going on, updates coming in constantly from all these different sources. It can even spot patterns we humans would totally miss.
Okay, so let's break this down for everyone listening. We've got some really interesting stuff to dig into today. Excerpts from this white paper on AI competency mapping marketing materials from a company called Quadim that's actually working in this field.
Yeah.
We've even got a sneak peek into how this AI actually analyzes job candidates. And one thing that really jumps out is the sheer speed and accuracy AI brings to the table.
Oh, absolutely. This white paper actually mentions a consultancy, ICF, that managed to cut down the time it took to do certain reviews by a crazy amount, like 90%, all thanks to AI. Imagine that, though. What if performance reviews, skill assessments, even just figuring out where you stand in your company, what if all that could happen that much faster?
Right. Talk about a productivity boost.
Maybe
like ditching dial-up and getting lightning-fast internet.
Yeah.
But speaking of game changers, let's talk about this company, Quadim. They're tackling a challenge I think a lot of businesses are facing right now, how to make sense of all the talent they have.
Yeah, and the way they're going about it is really interesting. They're using AI not just to gather data on skills, but to build out whole libraries of skills and create these visualizations using something called key competence indicators, or KCIs. It's about giving companies a crystal clear picture of what skills they have within their workforce and in real time.
And their materials had this perfect example, this anecdote, about how another consultancy literally spent 4 days, just trying to figure out how many of their people were skilled in Azure. Kind of highlights the problem they're trying to solve, you know? Have you ever felt lost in your own company? Like, unsure if your skills are being used the way they should be, maybe even recognized? That's the gap Quadim is trying to bridge.
It's so important, that feeling of knowing where you stand and having that transparency, both for the employee and the company. And it gets to this bigger shift we're seeing everywhere towards a skills-based view of work. That's a big theme across all these sources we've got.
So it's not just about what your job title is anymore. It's more about what you can actually do, which leads to a pretty big question. How does AI actually fit into all of this? How does it help make this shift happen?
No, that's a great question. And the answer comes down to how AI is able to look at data about skills and understand what it all means. Imagine being able to tap into this massive, always updating database of info about every skill out there, how it's used, even what its future potential might be. That's what AI can do. It sifts through all that and connects the dots, even the ones that we might not see.
Exactly. Think of it like this. AI acts as a super-powered librarian for skills. It can categorize, cross-reference, and even predict future trends in the skills market. That's incredibly valuable for companies trying to understand their internal talent pool. So instead of relying on outdated job descriptions, companies can use AI to get a real-time view of the skills their employees possess. It's like having X-ray vision for talent. But all this talk about AI analyzing skills makes you wonder, how do these systems actually learn about skills in the first place?
That's where things get really interesting. AI needs to be trained on massive data sets to understand the nuances of human skills. These data sets might include resumes, job postings, online profiles, even transcripts from training programs. By analyzing this data, AI can start to identify patterns and relationships between different skills.
So the more data you feed the AI, the smarter it gets at recognizing and understanding skills. It's like teaching a child to read, but on a much grander scale. But what about the human touch in all of this? We've talked about the potential benefits, but are there any concerns about relying too heavily on AI for something as nuanced as competency mapping?
That's a crucial point, and it's something that's highlighted in the white paper as well. The authors emphasize that AI should be seen as a tool to augment human decision-making, not replace it entirely. There's always a risk of bias creeping into AI systems, especially if they're trained on data that reflects existing inequalities.
So, for example, if an AI system is trained on a data set of primarily male engineers, it might inadvertently perpetuate gender bias in the tech industry. That's a sobering thought.
Exactly. That's why human oversight is so critical. We need experts who understand both the potential and the limitations of AI to ensure that these systems are used responsibly and ethically.
So it's about finding that sweet spot between leveraging the power of AI and maintaining human judgment to guide the process. The Unilever example from the white paper really highlights this balance, doesn't it?
Absolutely. They were able to use AI to significantly streamline their hiring process while also ensuring diversity and fairness. That's a powerful testament to what's possible when we approach AI with a thoughtful and responsible mindset.
It's like having a co-pilot in the cockpit. AI can handle the technical aspects, but ultimately humans need to be in control to navigate the complexities of ethical considerations. Speaking of navigating complexities, let's shift gears a bit and talk about the future of AI-powered competency mapping. What trends are on the horizon in this space? The future of AI-powered competency mapping. It sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. Are we talking robot recruiters and algorithms deciding our career paths?
Well, maybe not robots in suits just yet, but the reality might be even more interesting. What we're seeing emerge are three key trends. First, integration. Imagine AI seamlessly weaving together data, not just from your resume, but also your projects, online learning, even how you communicate in team settings. It's creating a dynamic 360-degree view of your skills.
So instead of a static snapshot, it's like having a constantly evolving digital twin of your professional self.
Exactly. And this feeds into the second trend, AI becoming a language powerhouse. Natural language processing is advancing rapidly, meaning AI can understand the nuance and context of your skills, not just keywords on a page. This means more accurate matching to opportunities and personalized learning recommendations.
So it's like having a personalized career coach who's read every book, every job description, and can pinpoint exactly what you need to learn next. That's incredible. But what about this predictive prowess I keep hearing about? Can AI actually tell the future of skills?
Here's where it gets really exciting. AI is becoming increasingly adept at analyzing massive data sets to identify emerging skills gaps and predict future needs. Imagine knowing which skills will be in high demand 5, even 10 years down the line. This allows individuals to proactively upskill and companies to adjust their talent strategies accordingly.
Wow, that's a game changer. It's no longer about playing catch-up, but about anticipating the future and positioning yourself at the forefront.
And that brings us back to you, the listener. In a world increasingly shaped by AI, your ability to adapt, learn, and showcase your evolving skill set is paramount. It's about embracing continuous learning as an ongoing journey, not a one-time event.
So it's not just about what you know today, but what you're willing to learn tomorrow. It's about becoming a lifelong student in the school of skills.
Precisely. And remember, AI can be a powerful ally in this journey, providing personalized insights, guidance, and even connecting you with the resources you need to thrive.
This has been an incredible deep dive. From the history of competency mapping to the mind-blowing potential of AI, it's clear that we're on the cusp of a major transformation in how we perceive and value skills. As we wrap up, I'm left with one final provocative thought. If AI is indeed the co-pilot of our future careers, are we ready to take the controls and chart our own course? Thanks for joining us on the deep dive. We'll see you next time, ready to explore another fascinating topic.